Hi, I'm Bonnie Russell with New York State PTA. I'm here today to talk to you about technology for our annual convention, which is in a hybrid format this year, meaning we will have people joining us virtually as well as in person. To join the conference virtually, we are going to ask that everybody go into our microsite because whether you are in person or virtual setting, we will be voting through our microsite, which is located at the first bullet at www.nysptacon2021.org. You will then choose create password, as you can see here, enter your email address from your conference registration form, create your password and select submit. Check your email to verify registration. Then you can go ahead and you can log in with your email and your password. Credentialed voting delegates will have access to a web page that is going to look a little bit different when we go to interact. How to view the live stream voting delegates. So what you're going to do is when you get into the microsite, you're going to click on general meeting at the top. And what you see here on the video over to the right is what you're going to see. It's going to allow you to see in the middle the live stream video, and over to the right is where we're going to actually have the votes come up. Down below is where you can chat if you have a question. We prefer that you only put questions in there. If you have a particular question about procedure, please click on procedural so that we can go through the process of taking care of that for you. Authorized credentialed voting delegates only will see this particular box. For those that are non-voting delegates, when you click on general meeting, this is what you will see. And again, we are going to ask that everybody log on so that you have the capability, especially if you are able to vote right away. Okay, the business of the annual convention, we're going to have the president who will preside over everything. The secretary will go over the call to conference, convention rules. Proposed convention rules are in your program. If you are here virtually, you can find that program in the resource tab of the convention website. She will also take official minutes of the convention. If you are in person, you will have a program that is a hard copy. Treasurer will read the credentials report to ensure quorum is met and will report on New York State PTA finances. We will have a registered parliamentarian to make sure that parliamentary procedure is followed. Robert's Rules of Order are used for making motions and conducting business. For general sessions, if you are a credentialed member, you will have the capability, whether you are in the room or if you are located virtually, to be able to speak up for or against. When you go into that actual electronic room, you will click on for or against. It will put you into a Zoom room. Someone will then talk with you and put you into a queue to be able to speak. If you are on site in the room, please go to microphone 1 for or against a motion. And if you have a procedural question, please go to microphone 2 in the room. You are virtual and you have a procedural question, please click on procedural from that general meeting webpage. And that is going to be right here. So this is where you're going to see the for, the against, and the procedural. Okay. Voting delegates, each local PTA in good standing as of September 1st, 2021 is entitled to be represented at the annual convention by their president and 1 delegate for each 100 members. Each council in good standing as of September 1st shall be entitled to be represented by its president or an alternate, and each region shall be entitled to 6 additional voting delegates. Please notice over here to the right, an image of the convention rules, which can be found in the resource tab of the convention website and also in the hard copy program if you are in the room. Voting delegates will participate in the election of the leadership. All candidates must be formally nominated at convention, either by the nominating, committee or from the floor. However, to be nominated from the floor, you must have written consent for any candidate, and that must have been submitted by September 1st 2021. None were received, so we will not have anyone running from the floor this year. Delegates wishing to make a motion to amend a bylaws amendment or resolution who submitted the motion by November 12th shall sign in at the appropriate electronic microphone room or on-site microphone by selecting the for or against virtually or microphone 1 in the room. In conjunction with the microphone room attendant, complete the electronic entrance form. They will actually interview you. This over to the right is just to show you what they will be asking you as you go through this. You will wait to be recognized by the chair and brought forward via video, or if you are in person, we will acknowledge you at the microphone. You will state your name, the name of the PTA that you are credentialed to represent, and the region. Please state your motion, speak with the established time limit for the motion, and a motion to amend may be permitted without the required written notice only if the amendment results from new information becoming known after the deadline, or because the bylaws amendment or resolution has been changed substantially by other amendments. The chair shall explain the process if the situation should occur. Okay. Timekeeping information. So this is basically a summary of what is in the convention rules. We will also separate this out. Sorry about that. And we will have that in its own document on the resolution on the resource tab. So bylaw amendments, you will have 10 minutes per amendment. Resolutions for updates, 10 minutes is allowed. Retentions 5, new 15. Time starts after the bylaw amendment or resolution has been read and before the maker of the motion speaks to the motion. Motions, the total time for the motion is going to be 10 minutes. The maker of the motion, after the motion is read, gets 2 minutes to speak to the motion. For, against, is 1 minute. Statements of concerns, which must be submitted either ahead of the convention or within the convention prior to session 3, will have 1 minute per speaker. We also, within the convention rules, indicate if we have someone that comes in for and someone for against, we go for, against, just to clarify in terms of who we bring forward. Resolutions and the conference. Resolution establishes a PTA position or an issue. These will be introduced, sorry about that, at the conference convention and are posted on the New York State PTA website. Please read through these to become familiar with them. Any motions to amend were required to be submitted by November 12th, 2021. If no motions are submitted, a resolution can only be discussed prior to voting on it, but cannot be adjusted. Resolutions, there is an actual section in the resource tab. There is also, these were sent ahead of time. Sorry, keeps getting ahead of me. A resolutions virtual caucus was held on November 9th to answer the questions on this process. Resolutions, there is a retention, previously adopted resolutions, which will be 7 years old at the next convention. This just has a life of its own today. And may be retained or rejected, but not amended. An update is a previously adopted resolution in which the wording of the original resolve was changed. For rescission, a previously adopted resolution recommended to be retired and recommended for adoption. That's going to be new resolutions that complies with basic policy and in accordance with state purposes. Please refer to your program for basic policy and all resolutions. The annual convention 2021 is just around the corner, or you may be watching this video while you are there. We are looking forward to seeing you all. Bring an open mind, your fabulous enthusiasm, and thank you for being with us.